This wipe, I went over to the American servers to play Rustoria US Medium. For those of you unfamiliar with this server, it is one of the most competitive vanilla clan servers out there, and is normally a struggle for a small group, let alone a solo. The plan was to live right in the thick of it and try and take control of HQM Quarry and compete for it against the clans. This wipe delivered on so many levels, and I had a very warm welcome to the US servers.
Are you dumb? Are you out? Or do you have problems in the head?
To make more friends, I needed a nice spot for my starter base, and I had just the place in mind. Hello all, we're back! Something a bit different this time around though. I am on the US servers for the first time ever for a video. I'm on US Rustoria Medium, which is a notorious clan server. It's going to be an interesting time, but the plan is to take control of HQM Quarry. But before that, I need to go put a little base just below it on the edge of a mining outpost, because that's how I'm going to get my start. Probably going to make a few friends, but let's get to it. Oh, that's a good sign. That's 2 wipes in a row now. I've got a horse on the spawn beach. I like this. Just quickly before the action starts, I want to thank people for the support on the channel recently. It's been doing quite well. The last video got over 1k likes, which I've never had before. So at any point, if you like this video, give it a like. If you like solo vs clan content, subscribe. If you don't, it's all good, you don't have to. But for now, I'm getting to that build spot before it gets overrun by like a 40 deep zerg. A tarp, hatchet, and metal frags. That's actually pretty good. What? Alright, we need to get there like straight away. I can farm all the early nodes with this. So just to my right is airfield. There's like a triangle of monuments. I'm going to take the diesel fuel from airfield to use it at the quarry, and I'll also get my scrap and my comps from the mining outpost. There's probably going to be a big clan in that triangle somewhere, so I'm going to try and steal as much as I can, but also run it myself. Well, we're pretty much here. We might actually be the first because of the horse, which means I get to pick the build spot. So I'm going to put like a little 2x1 in maybe the most annoying spot possible. Something that like overlooks the outpost. I managed to get my starter down in probably the best spot next to the outpost. The plan was to get some metal doors, make use of the salvage ice pick while I had the area to myself, and try and stop groups from putting their starters here. This place turns into a war zone, but for now I really needed to get the farm while I could. I really need to like make use of this thing for like the 5 or 10 minutes I have it. Get some bags, some metal frags, some doors. This is like the gateway to the snow from the spawn beach. So all the big groups will probably put a base around here somewhere and make use of this outpost before they go into the deep snow. I had just enough metal frags to get this door crafted. Like, that's actually massive. Everything past here is a bonus. Nice. Alright, time to quickly smash some nodes out. I should really get onto these nodes. The first waves here. There'd probably be a lot more after him. I must say, the map change is like really cool. This is the first time I've played since the 2.0 update, and like these nodes are super dense. Like, make the most of it while I can. This is an insane start for me. I never normally get one like this. I think I'll quickly use some of this farm and upgrade the base so I can at least see down into that mining outpost. Spending time to upgrade the base while I could was the best decision I could have made. I was now sitting on a honeycomb 2x1 that had clear vision of the mining outpost, and as predicted, almost straight after the base upgrades, the groups come rolling in. There's a third one coming in. There's probably more as well. Tactical retreat. I want to get door can't down, or I can already feel it. That's what I thought. Better run away. Oh, there we go. There's another one. I think that's 4 or 5. I think I need to pick my battles, and I need to double barrel as quick as possible. But I do have that farm still. I'm going to put another layer on the base so I can get onto my roof without them door camping me. And then we'll go from there. I also need some more doors because I am still vulnerable. I've only got 2 sheet doors at the moment. This is so much better. I can like literally see everything. This is such a good build spot. It's also going to be dark soon, and I am going to be the biggest recycler gremlin in the night. As if he sees me. I've got the cliff behind me. This is just the beginning, my friends. There's a few of them now. I think they must be building on the other side of the hill. I think this recycler will be like the lifeline for everyone around here for the entire wipe. So I want to get some shotguns and some like a tier 2. We're at 375 scrap. I'm almost there. And get some doors, garage doors, all that sort of stuff started, because I will be putting my main base just up on the hill behind us. Oh, sit down. Just realized as well, the pop on this server is like 650, so these boxes are going to be like instantly respawning. Scrap and comps were not going to be an issue for me where I was living. I was so close to the outpost, I had the ability to just run down and encounter anyone that was using it. So for the next few hours to get that start I needed, I crafted up some shotguns and spent some time introducing myself to the neighbours. And it's safe to say, I don't think they liked me. I've been done in by the US ping. I shot first. It would have been a freaking invalid. As if his Ioka goes off that quick as well. Oh, she's too good. This is like the Grub Coliseum here. It's like, it's a war.
Is this what you do all day? Genuinely. Just a question. How much ammo do you have on? Be honest.
I can see the cracks starting to form. I'm getting so much metal frags from this. I'd almost say it's quicker than actually mining for it. Like with the respawn rates and this double barrel, and no one being able to beat me in the Grub Coliseum. It's paying off. I don't actually know where anyone lives yet, so I might just make a P2 and go for a little lap and have a look at where these guys are coming from. I'm noticing like quite a few of them come up and down this hill. There's probably like some clan base on the other side of that peak. Oh my god, I almost got dethroned. Where'd they come from? Like I knew they were up there, but not like right there. There's so many of them, like I might be a nighttime player for the next few hours. I found them. I was right, like just out of my render on the top of the hill across from me is where they're all coming from. They're probably going to raid my starter, to be honest, with the stuff I've been doing. My guess ended up being correct, and there was a big clan base going down on top of the hill across from the recycler. I was being so annoying at this point that they posted a guy on the rock outside my base to watch my door while they would go down and recycle. I knew they didn't have the patience in them to be there all day, so I kicked being a rat into overdrive to achieve 2 goals. Not making them want to live here, and to get the farm I would need to start my main base. I was going to spend a bit more time grubbing and farming around this area while stockpiling resources for my main base build. I really needed to pick a spot next to the quarry before all of the good land dried up. I've quickly just chucked an external on my starter, in case I do face some consequences for what I'm about to do. But I'm going to be a grub of the 10th degree. Here, airfield, you name it, I'm going to do it. I need to get started on this main base, but I need a bit more before I can do that. It's kind of an arms race, this area, and if I don't get a main base footprint down, I probably won't get one down at all. So that's the goal. Get what I need, get it quick, and get this base started.
For a white guy. You know it's kinda hard just to get along today. Our subject isn't cool, but he fakes it anyway. He may not have a clue and he may not have style, but everything he lacks, well, he makes up in denial.
No, you don't have anything other than a shotgun.
I mean, he does have a point.
Gotta fight that feel and keep it real. You know way, but you know way. So if you don't break, just overcompensate. At least you know you can always go on Ricky Lake. The world needs one piece of. Hey, do that brand new thing.
If there's a Rust hell, there's a place for me in it. I'm sure Karma's gonna get me at some point.
And all the girls say I'm pretty fly. He made some cool tunes, not just any rules to fight. But they didn't have ice cubes, so he bought vanilla ice. Now cruising in his Pinto, he sees homies as he passes. But if he looks close, they're gonna kick his lily ass.
It might actually be the best double barrel shot of my life. Once the sun goes down, which it's about to, I'm gonna bring the suppressor and the night vision out.
Yeah, he's getting ink done. He asked for a 13, but they drew a 31. Friends say he's trying too hard, and he's not quite hip. But in his own mind, he's the dopest trap.
Give it to me, baby. Give it to me, baby. Give it to me, baby.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So don't debate, play it straight. You know he really doesn't get it anyway. Gotta play that field, keep it real. For you know way,
Kind of just tormenting him at this point. This is one way to get rid of your enemy. I'm not proud of it, but sometimes in Rust you just have to stoop to the levels you need to survive, especially as a solo on these types of servers. Now all the grubbing had paid off big time. I had so much farm, comps and scrap that I was pretty close to being able to put my main base down. I set off on doing the last few tasks, that was getting diesel fuel to run the quarry during a night cycle and a little more node hitting. My antics had certainly put me on the list of a few people, and while they'd just been grub fights for now, this area really starts to ramp up as the clans come in to try and take control of the quarry. The rocket raiding has begun. Someone next to me is getting raided. On that side of the quarry hill, there's been some raids happening, so I think there might be like a big clan, kind of like clearing out that section of the map. These guys must live somewhere to my west up that hill. They're not a problem now, but when I put my base on top of the quarry hill, they are most certainly going to be a problem. I've got my auto smelters set up in the starter. A few more nodes and... oh, hang on. Oh, what? It's actually got a fair bit on him. That's actually massive. He had 2 diesel fuel on him. I only need 1 more. You can do 3 diesel fuel in a night cycle at the quarry. And I reckon I can get away with it at this point in the wipe. So we're going to go to airfield when it gets dark and grab the last diesel fuel. And then I think we should be fine to actually put the base down. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh my god. I'm impressed. He's hiding up on the pipe. I'll have to remember that trick. Add it to the grub arsenal. Nice. Alright, when the sun comes up, we'll go have a look at where this base is going to go. Around here is pretty good. There's like a flat spot just over here, but there's a lot of towers already around here. But if we just do a foundation for now to claim it, and then come back during the night and just full build out the core footprint, we should be good. This will do. I can see my starter and the quarry. Alright, I'm liking it. This is actually a really good spot. I reckon when the shooting floor gets done, I'll be able to see, like, everything. I now had my main base location picked. It was just a matter of waiting till sunset to run over with all my farm and try and build it. While waiting for the sun to set though, all hell breaks loose over one of these towers being raided. So while I waited for that sunset, I tried to see what I could steal from this raid. The clans are like trying to push into the quarry to get control of it and push each other out. But with this like new terrain, it's actually really good for a solo. I think I can like dodge and weave and hide under the little deflates. We might actually be able to grab something. What? I'm going back for more. It looks like that place has descended into chaos. If there's loot out in the open like that, there might be more. Close. Oh, jackhammer. That's massive. This place is like turned into a war. I'm kind of dreading putting a base up here, to be honest. I'm still gonna do it, but... I got a small glimpse into the future by seeing how difficult this place was going to be to live in. But as always, I decided to act and then think about it later. It was time to try and put the main base down. Alrighty, it's time. I'm going to put the base down from the last video, my new little base. I'm going to try to do the externals in one night cycle, but I don't know yet if that'll be possible. But I pretty much just kind of need to speed build this thing, because I reckon the second anyone sees it being built, they'll probably just raid it straight away. So, externals are the priority. There are people everywhere, even in the dark. But I need to do it this night, so I've got too much to lose in that starter. I accidentally turned my recording off. You missed me place 2 foundations, but we're here, kind of safe. Got to get a door on yet. Alright, step 1 done. I can at least start moving loot into here and start building this thing out. I'm not going to have time to do all the externals this night cycle, so I'm doing the dummy tool cupboard trick. I'll shoot these out with fire arrows when it comes time to place my actual externals, so I don't get TC griefed like if I die building them. I've got the last of the resources. I'm just going to stockpile it all in this base and just try and build it out without a break. Normally I'll do it over the course of a couple night cycles, bringing up resources as I get them. But I'm a bit worried about this server. It's like 600 pop, clans everywhere. The area I'm in, I feel like the second anyone gets wind of this base, they might just raid it on site. So I'm just going to try and smash it out. This might not go to plan, but we're about to find out. Wow, dodged the bullet already. I was literally about to jump out and start the core, and there's a jackhammer outside my base. Alright, it's time. I've given it a bit. We're going to start on the core first. Alright, that went way better to plan than I actually thought it would. I'm putting code locks on. I'll explain later on why I'm doing that, but we're going to go down and do the externals and the guard huts and the turret pods, but I should smash it out pretty quick if it goes like that. I continued building out my base over the next day cycle, repeating what I did on all 3 sides for my externals. I then built out my turret pods, filled in the gaps with external walls, and I had just enough for 3 auto turrets. I finished off by placing my shooting floor down, but I pretty much ran out of farm the second that was completed. It was all good and well now that I had a shell, but I needed to flesh it out with doors, kits, guns, and upgrade as many walls to HQM as I possibly could do. Now that the base was up, I was expecting a continual war to survive in this area. I'm talking either being raided or having to raid people out of the area. It was time to make use of my build location by attempting to run the HQM quarry for the first time. Alrighty, this bad boy is pretty much done. Well, I mean, it's a shell. There's nothing in here. There's not even a gun except for what I've got on me. I need some HQM. I'm going to try and run the quarry. We want to armor that inner core because it's going to be paramount in raid defense. It'll buy me time to seal. Did that door just open? Oh, there's people. I'm only going to run the 1 diesel. I kind of just want to see what's going to happen and who's like going to emerge from the shadows. But we also have the high qual from the grubbing at the recycler earlier in the wipe. So with those 2 combined together, that should be enough to armor the core. There are so many towers around here. Like, look how many people have a stake in this quarry. And I'm here just living right next to it. Nice. I'm gonna go to the starter and grab the rest of it. Oh my god. I've killed a few farmers this wipe, but I have no idea who this guy belongs to, but I'm sure I'm going to find out soon. I can't keep getting away with being this annoying. There's got to be repercussions. It's actually nice. This is pretty much all the garage doors for my main base. I think I might have just found the group Sergeant Catfish belongs to. very interesting. They're clearing out the mountain across from me. It's, yeah. I'm like a little kid with ADHD. I've gone back to get Highcore, but I keep getting distracted by all these things happening around me. There's now this massive AK fight at the quarry. I'm going to go suss it out. Maybe someone else is getting raided. They all know where I live now. They can see the base. It's clear as day where it is. Oh, they're actually running it. There is no way I've just walked in there and stolen that when there's two on the tower. Someone's getting kicked from their clan. After stealing the HQM from the clan, I had a shower, some food, and took a bit of a break. I came back to a base built in the worst spot. It was right between me and my starter, blocking the path that I would run my loot at during the night. They also speared out the roof of my starter to get my SAR. While I still had work to do on my main base, I really needed to get rid of these guys because they were going to become a serious issue. Little frickin' gremlins. I need to like scare them off so I can seal that hole that they made in my roof. Alright, it's them. What a spot to put a base. I need to get rid of that thing. Alright, good, that's sealed. They're gonna be like little gremlins. They're gonna be so annoying. Like me. But we need to do something about it, I think. I still have a lot to do on my main base, but I'm gonna focus on these guys just for a bit. I need to get rid of them. What are they up to? Oh, they're actually raiding. Like with C4 as well, they got a tier 3. Whoa, just missed him. Oh, they're a door away. They must have been going at this for a while I was AFK. Well, I could probably steal this raid. I don't have any boom though. I might have to make some, but I'm gonna go back and try and make some boom. And if we hear anything, I've got to just run over here straight away. Oh, I'm pretty close for 1G door, but I need charcoal. I just can't make it quick enough. Oh, at the back. They're gonna be so pissed. He had the door in his hand. That calmed down to like a second. Literally a second. Oh my god. Oh my god. These guys must have been farming for like a main base or something. Wow, that is massive. Those guys really must hate me. I had stolen the raid off my neighbours by literally a second and the base was absolutely loaded. I chucked some doors on it and just let the loot sit there and ran it back a few day cycles later. When the sun came up though, I had a nice little interaction with my neighbours.
You know that?
Full on gamer words. It's safe to say they weren't happy and they logged out after this. I wasn't sure if they full on rage quit the wipe or it was just for the night, but I still wanted to remove that base because it was in the most annoying spot. I started planning to raid their base. I estimated I would need about 20 rockets. I wasn't too sure how this raid would go given the second a rocket hit, there'd probably be a zerg run up and counter me, but I at least needed to attempt it to get rid of the base. That base pretty much had a box of metal frags in it, which I really needed, so I'm just going to do the honeycomb on this base, turn a lot of it to sheet metal, and then I'm going to make a charcoal farm, because I'm going to need that, and I'm just going to start farming out rockets, and we're going to go try and raid that base. Yeah, should be interesting. Kind of forgot as well how much stone that base had. This is one of the major strengths of this base. You can have 6 external TCs on it, which is awesome because no matter how hard they try, they have to spend stupid amounts of rockets to actually seal your core. You always have that chance to get back in the fight and seal. Alrighty, charcoal farm is good to go. I pretty much have the sulfur from what I stole in that raid and that gunpowder and what I got farming for my main base. It's just a matter of time now, waiting for this charcoal to cook, I think. It's going to get up to no good while I wait. Oh my god, I don't even think I've had to hit a note this one, other than my starter. There must be a massive base out that way somewhere. I've barely even gone out that way, I've been so preoccupied, but all of these farmers that I'm killing and seeing are coming from this direction. I might actually go have a bit of a look and see what's out there. I went for a bit of an explore and confirmed my suspicion that there were some pretty big zergs on the edge of my render. This posed a massive issue. I was going to try and shoot 20 rockets at my neighbour. I wasn't 100% sure, but I knew of 4 names living in the base next to me, and even if one was online, plus the zergs coming over to counter, it was going to be a tall order. But given the footprint of this base, I was expecting it to turn into some sort of main base. I couldn't let that happen. I needed to take the risk and try and raid these guys. Alright, farmed up the rockets and we're pretty much good to go. I've got 21 rockets, which should just be enough, I hope. Long-term viewers of this channel, maybe a year ago I did a video where I built a funnel of high walls to my enemy's base and then raided them. I'm going to try to do the same thing here, considering it's so close, but the terrain, I don't know if it'll let me. If the terrain stuffs me, I have a plan B, but we'll see if we can get some walls down first. I'm going to try and wall down to this little fob thing. They're not online, but that doesn't mean one won't log in with a raid detection system. But yeah, I'll put this little, whatever this thing's going to be down. We'll try a wall to it. Yeah, like, the terrain. It's a good and a bad update. I can't wall to my enemy. I don't think it's going to work. I'm going to have to go with plan B. And plan B is to run automation from the main base down to the fob. And then when I do the raid, I'll run into the raid with a pipe tool. And just try and hook up the raid loot to my main base. But who knows? That's plan B. We're probably going to have to do that. So, even though I don't think anyone's online in this base, it doesn't mean I'm not going to have 20 people roll up to this raid. So, if I don't have to run loot, and I can just pipe it out, that's better. I don't know, we'll see what happens, but once this is done, I think it's raid o'clock. It's a simple strategy, 20 rockets from the window, throw some smoke grenades, and then pray to the rust gods. To be honest, there's probably not going to be any sulfur in here because I used it on the base I counted them on. It's more about just getting rid of them. Alright, wish me luck. My turret betrayed me. I had somewhat lost that raid, ironically with a couple seconds to spare putting a door on. It's in the channel bio. I tried to show you an authentic solo Rust experience, and I'm human, and stupid old human me forgot to take a pre-made lock into the raid. That being said, I was countered by one of the clans who probably would have just raided that base anyway. They HV'd out my auto turret, raided my fob, and it's not a stretch to assume that they probably just would have raided that base anyway. I was not going to take that L though. There is no way I was ending a wipe on a lost raid like that. I attempt a much larger and much harder raid with a lot more rockets later into this wipe, but it wasn't the end of the world. I'd used all of my boom, I didn't lose any, and I managed to raid back into the base through that sheet door I placed, had a look in the boxes, and it didn't look like I missed out on much. I'd achieved my main objective of getting control of that base and then removing it. I'd been causing a ruckus in this area for a while now, and I was not planning to stop. Instead of licking my wounds regretting what had happened, I was going to go to sleep, wake up, and then double down. My plan tomorrow was to raid everything. I didn't know it at the time, but the next day turned into one of the most hectic Rust days I've ever had. Alright, bit tight, but looks like we've survived the night, which is good. I grabbed all those tier 2, like, crap guns from that base I counted earlier and chucked them in a vending machine. And I'm hoping they've sold for sulfur, because the plan for today is to just do a lot of raids. Like, a lot of raids. Should be good. Ooh, that's actually nice. It was all like P2s, customs, couple spare Tommies. It's good. Don't have to farm it. So the plan for this morning is to get rockets and a bit of high qual, which I'm going to do now. I need that for upkeep, but I do already have quite a bit of sulfur, so I shouldn't need to do much farming. I don't know how much I'll put in the video, it's just going to be me hitting sulfur nodes, but the plan is in the next few hours to really start raiding. I respect it, I'd do the same thing. Alright, high qual job done. I don't know how much more of that I'll get away with, but 150 is enough for now. Wow, betrayed by my own SAM site. Freaking hero, where is it? Oh, that makes sense, they're probably with them. Some clan running quarry. 2 dudes up on the tower with a bolty. Oh, this is going to be annoying. Not going to probably be able to leave my base for a little bit, but I'm going to try. Well, little rats, they're trying to shoot out my SAM site. Nah, too slow. Oh, that is what I call karma right there. Fuck around, find out. Okay, tip. This guy's a part of this clan that's been running quarry, like the last couple days. It is slightly concerning though, because they're trying to shoot my SAM site out. Maybe they're like gonna siege raid me or something. And I've been pretty annoying. We're gonna have to watch out for that, maybe prepare the base a bit more for like a raid. I spent the rest of the morning farming sulfur for some raids. Now this area was super dense in nodes and I was hoping I would hit the jackpot raiding one of these bases. Something in the back of my mind though was this clan that was running the quarry. They'd been trying to shoot out my SAM sites. I even caught one scouting me and I started to get the feeling that a raid was not too far away. So I spent some time moving some kits around the base and then picked my first raid target. We were going to start simple and use the satchels I grubbed earlier in the raid to raid a base next to the quarry that I seen guys running out of early in the wipe. I have no idea if this will be worth it or not, but it has been active, so that's at least a bonus. well. Not a good start.
No, no, don't look, don't look. Come outside, look. Don't look.
We are only 1 million people, bro.
We are a small group of friends. Don't worry.
I can't even like chuck a satchel without a whole crew rolling up to come have a look. I'm gonna have to go like complete overkill on my next raid to actually secure the thing. This place is chaos. There is just people everywhere. There's a bit going on at the moment. I've got a few raids planned. I want to do a really big raid towards the end of the day, like 50 to 60 rockets type raid, like stupid, ridiculous stuff. But I've got 2 smaller bases on my radar. There's like a 2x1 farm base type thing that's probably 3 or 4 rockets, and then another 2x2 farm base. It's probably about 10. We're going to start on our little and work the way up to the big. So we're going to hit the 2x1 and hope that there's some sulfur in there that will make getting rockets for these next 2 raids a bit easier. Ooh, it is a farm base. It's not super loaded, but honestly, it's better than the last one. I think we'll go smelt this all up, hit a few more sulfur nodes, and then do this next big raid. But I'm going to have to kind of go overkill for it. I got a little plan in my head. It's going to be stupid, but it should help actually win the raid. So far, my raids had been a bit hit or miss, and I was going to attempt a bigger raid, around 10 rockets. It was a 2x2 farm base that had been in the same spot since the start of Wipe. It was out in the open, exposed to everything, but I was going to try and learn from my mistakes and go completely overkill to secure this raid. Alright, the last of my boom's cooking, and do you see that 2x1 down there? I'm going to wall the whole thing in. I have so much spare stone, I might as well just encase it in walls and then just try and raid it. I think that's probably the only way I'm actually going to pull it off. This is so stupid. This is the lengths I have to go to on this server to not be counted by a freaking clan. Alright, as always, terrain is making my life difficult, but I think I can get away by filling this gap with a barricade. So that's the plan. When the sun comes up, I'm just going to commit to the walls and get it over and done with. I can't take it seriously. Imagine seeing this, like if you were coming to counter. This looks to be about the limit. I'm blocked by the terrain, that's fine. I can put my raid base on this hill and the auto turret should cover left and right of the walls. This base in front of me has been here since Wipe Day and it's had furnaces on, electric furnaces. It could be loaded, it could not be, but it's worth a shot. The lengths I go to. This needs to be fast, I am so exposed. That's good. It's sealed. It's a win. It's not a good sign. I swear this had electric furnaces at the start of wipe. I remember standing up against the wall. This could be a starter, they might have moved them, which is not a good sign. Yes, do your job, auto turret. I just like to think they've seen the wall and they're just like, nah, don't want anything to do with that. This is not a good sign. There was 5 bags in here. It looks like some sort of starter. And they may have moved all their loot, but I do need to pick out that wall to get under that jump up. Maybe there's stuff in there, I don't know, but yeah, not looking good. Come on, Rustoria, just give me something. My relationship with raiding this wipe was not going well. I was not going to end this wipe without pulling a raid off that was profitable. I just didn't have it in me. I alluded to it earlier, but I was going to attempt one of the biggest raids I've ever done, but that required a lot of boring prep work. So while I was out on farm runs, waiting for stuff to smell and waiting for charcoal to make, I just reacted to the events around me. Later in this day, that raid does happen, but for now, I entertain myself going back to how it all started, being a menace. There is a massive raid on right next to me. I don't know how well this is going to go, but I'm going to go try grub some rockets off of it, because I can add it to my little stockpile and it will help me out. Where's your real rocket? That raid is on lock. There's like, I don't even know how many raiders that get encountered. It's a war zone. I reckon if I come back at night though, I might be able to get something.
Are you dumb? Are you do you have problems in the head, you f***er?
This is a bit of a lost cause. I'm getting nothing from this rocket-wise. Although I did get entertained, but I think this is futile. The frick? Been AFK for like half an hour, my roof's on fire. It's that same dude from earlier who tried it that I shot out of the heli. I know he plays in a big group, but like, I don't know, must have a thing for my SAM sights. We're getting there. It's almost all smelted. We should have about 50 rockets, which is a lot for a solo raid, but no, why not? Just been like smashing out these like chores, I guess. Not a whole lot of stuff's going on camera because it's very boring. but I've recycled everything I've had that I don't need anymore, and I've ended up with a lot of stuff. That's insane. Like the high quality and everything, be used for the raid base. It's actually quite good, but 4,000 scrap. I don't even know what I'm going to do with it all. That is so close. What? This door's low and I can hear a body in there as well. I think he's tried to raid his base back. Poor dude, I kind of feel bad for him. I actually stole this raid. He would never get through. There's like 4 garage doors, but such is Rust. This is good. We are almost ready to go. I just need to turn all this stuff to gunpowder and then make the rockets and then go find a base. But I have one in mind. I haven't ran past it for like about a day. I'm going to go double check it, but yeah, that's the plan. Get raiding in the next probably hour. This is the sort of stuff I have to deal with. This place is still just crawling with people. Like a raid's going to be, you know, interesting. Still going to give it a go, but I'm probably going to have a whole server roll up. After being bolted the entire time I made my explosives, I was ready to send a raid. I had 58 rockets that I was going to try and use on someone. Now I ran past a base early in the day trying to find out where the guys lived that kept trying to steal my HQM as I was running the quarry at night. I tracked them back to a base that looked doable, but it was going to be one of the bigger raids I've ever done. So I'm going to attempt to raid this base. I don't know how well it's going to go. It is a tank of a base. I'm going to try raid it from this side. I don't know how many are in there, how online people are. There's turrets on the roof. I might have to shoot some turrets out. So, just going to have to come up with a plan. I need to run the rockets over at some point and stash them first, but this is the target. Yeah, there's I need some HVs as well. If I pull this off, I deserve some sort of like rust medal or something. Alrighty, here's the plan. I'm going to run most of the rockets over, because I won't have enough inventory space, tonight in this night cycle, and stick them in a 1x1 in the forest next to that base. Then we're going to wait a day cycle and hope that they survive. And the next night cycle, I'll go back and build the full raid base, run over, grab the rockets out of the 1x1, and then start raiding. Now, the issue is I'm a bit low on auto turrets because they're hard to get around here, so I'm going to have to take a couple from my base. It's kind of coming towards the end of the wipe anyway. I doubt I get raided at this point, but so yeah, go over, raid base, start rocketing. I've got HVs. I may have to shoot out a couple auto turrets. I don't know the layout of this base. It's in a rock. I'm just going to have to wing it as I go. Got some incense for the breach if there's any online to seal. And we're probably going to get countered by like a lot of people, so that's the plan. Wish me luck. Got to be the most loaded 1x1 in history, but I'm going by the logic that I think I've only ever had one 1x1 raided, so should be okay. Alright, it's almost time. Sun goes down, we run over with what we need for the main raid base, and then just wing it from there. Alright, phase 1 done. Now I just gotta do the raid. Alright, it's time. Let's send it. I need to like figure out the next raid path. This is like an unconventional base. I need to like secure the breach a little bit before I bring the rest of these rockets over. Kinda just gotta risk it, hey? Alright, I'm a bit exposed here. If I go any further, I can get shot in the back from these counters. I need cover of night or smokes. I don't really have many smokes left. I'm pretty sure this is the way to their loot, so it's not too far from dark. Raid base is stronger, should hold up. I'm going to try and wait for the dark to do the rest of this raid. It'll give me the cover from my flank that I need. Oh, okay. This is definitely the way. There's still some guys out there hiding somewhere. Alright, I got the seal off. I actually bought a lock this time. I'm gonna start picking all this loot up and running it out to the raid base. I haven't even looked at the boxes yet. Oh my god. I'm not gonna lie, this is really draining. I think we're in the home stretch though. I had managed to pull this raid off. Over the next 20 minutes I raided a few more doors for not much loot, slowly dealt with some counters and people outside the raid, and eventually got all the loot back to the raid base. I was in the middle of doing a loot check, and then something I did not expect happens. That base was loaded. I don't think I profited 1 for 1 on sulfur, but with all those tier 2 guns, I probably did if I sold them in a vending machine. But I tell ya, raids like that, man, they drain ya. Yeah. Frick, is that me? Oh my god, it is. Did you see that? There's like 4 dudes on the raid base. This is gonna be like a full-on zerg. Yeah, there's that many of them. They got the whole base around it. Oh, that's not good. The fact that grenade hit means I have no front side auto turrets left already. The turret I picked up for the raid with my inner peaks, and they're up there. How many am I killing? I just feel like 4? I had just been raided by 17 people. How do I know that? Because I asked the dude at the end of the raid. This name might look familiar, but it was the guy trying to shoot out my SAM sites earlier in the day. Now, to be honest, I really did not expect this raid. I was literally in the last couple hours of my wipe before I logged out and was done for the video. I thought it would be okay to pick up some of my turrets and use some of my kits in the raid I just did. I'd taken my Inner Peaks auto turret, and if I hadn't have done that, I might have been able to seal the base a few more times over. But to be honest, I think I might have just been delaying the inevitable. These guys raided every single turret pod I had and every single guard hut looking for loot. This tip guy knew I had farm because we'd run into each other numerous times out on farm runs. I had liquidated all of my components, used all of my boom, and I'd taken over 3 AK kits to the raid I did. All that was left in my main base was some raid defense kits, some stones, some wood, and other random junk I collected. Earlier in the video, I mentioned I was using code locks for my outer doors. That was to give the illusion that I was not solo, with the intent to possibly deter anyone from raiding me early on while I was still setting up my base. During the raid defense, I ran up from my raid base with some kits I'd moved over there, and they would have noticed the direction I was coming from. I don't know for sure. My best guess is they assumed the base I had raided might have been my imaginary group's starter or side base. I may have lost the battle, but I think in the end I may have won the war. If they had raided me an hour earlier, they would have likely gotten 60 rockets. I had some stuff in my fob, but nowhere near enough profit for the amount of rockets they used raiding my main base. They went looking for loot that I straight up just didn't have. There is no way. It can't be them, surely. Oh my god, it is them. That is hilarious. Like, I'm not intentionally trying to screw them over. I feel if you do raid someone online, you should be rewarded, but I just don't have anything left. Like, there's nothing to find. Wow. I can't believe it. They're actually raiding my starter. I thought this would be raided day 1, yet it's being raided in the last minute I'm on for this wipe. This is insane. Like, just straight up. Wow, they went through an armored door. I tried to tell them there's like nothing to find, but they just straight up don't believe me, so whatever, do your thing. Look at that thing. Probably costs more than my base, to be honest. It's a shame I didn't get it fight on at full strength, but you live and you learn. I was actually getting some good seals off with just 2 turrets in the core. If I had my Inner Peaks and my core turret, might have been a bit of a different story if they didn't bring enough rockets, but you live and you learn. Don't run over your raid defense kits and your turrets for a raid, but I got raided at Tuesday afternoon at 1 PM, which is never happened before. But anyway, it was been a good wipe. The American servers have been interesting, and I like it. The ping's kind of annoying, but I'll be back next month for a big 10k video I've been talking about. It's going to be 10 days at Force Wipe on a big American server. Give me a bit of time to edit it. It will take some while, but thanks for watching. If you liked it all, comment, subscribe, all that sort of good stuff, and I'll see you in the next video.